Alright, just want to go over my latest build that I'm doing here. It is a SCX10 with the STRC lift kit, it's called. Mud truck conversion, whatever you want to call it. 2.2 Super Swampers on it right now, but it's probably going to get 2.2 Mud Bashers, the big tractor tires. So I've got the hot racing frame rails. They're nice. I mean, really can't go wrong with frame rails. You know, can't really F those up, I don't think. The STRC lift kit. So that gives you your shock mounts right to the frame and drops the transmission and motor down. So this is just a homemade aluminum plate. And then I took the stock battery part tray holder here and STRC carbon fiber tray, and I just mounted those up. So that was a scrap piece of aluminum I had at work. Let's turn it around. G-made 103 millimeter piggybacks. These are actually really cool. They got a spring in here with a piston on it. So as the oil gets pushed out, it pushes on the piston and then the spring resists against that. You can see it sticking out under here a little bit. There's an adjuster screw under there, so you can actually take a 3 millimeter and adjust this in or out to put preload on the spring inside of here. And they're very smooth. I've just got the oil that came with the shocks in there right now. So, pretty good. That oil is very thin too, so a lot of people say these springs are too stiff. I think the suspension does feel very stiff. I'd like it to be a little softer, I think. Because I will be jumping this, even though it's an SCX10. It's a mega truck, man. I can't friggin' not jump this thing around through the mud and stuff. It's gonna be awesome. So, as you can already tell, I've got some Vanquish pieces down here. No servo yet, that's in the mail. The Vanquish, just the regular SCX10. Axle housings, trusses. Turn this into the light so I can actually show this off. There we go. Here, you can see a little better now. The Axial Overdrive gears. And I can't remember part number for that, but this will basically make the front wheels turn faster than the rear wheels. Supposed to help with hill climbs and stuff like that. We have a lot of that out here. Incision Locker. I still got the plastic bearing caps in here that came with some Wraith axles I bought. I've got the aluminum ones coming because I've gone this far. I'm just going to go all the way. These are the Vanquish titanium steering links, the 8-degree knuckles, and Vanquish C-hubs. These are just the stock SCX10 CVDs. They all call them universals, but they're 100% CVDs. It's got a pin in there. It's not a U-joint, so you can see it down there. So, in order to make this thing not so stupid narrow, I bought these Vanquish rims used with these Super Swamper tires, which are, honestly, they look brand new, with Crawler Innovation foams in them for, what did I pay, 120 shipped for that. So that was a good deal. Shit, these foams alone are like 50 bucks. You know, the rims are a little beat, but they're cool. They got the black and white on there. But anyway, so that's the wheels and tires on there. Like I said, these are going to get switched out. I'm going to put different rims. I'm going to put some the silver Incision Method rims from my Komodo onto this. And then I'm going to put these tires on my Wraith, and then I'm going to take the Mud Bashers off my Wraith and put them on this truck, on these rims, and then, yeah, went all around. So these tires and rims are going to stay. I'm going to take these, which I was getting to before, so you can see on this side. Those are the Vanquish 625 hubs. So that'll get your stance about here. Before, these tires were like right, like they were like right here, and it looked silly because the tires were so close together. So yeah, I'm missing some bolts in there yet. This is still just a mock-up right now. You can see nothing's tightened down. It's all just kind of slopped in there for now. See, those don't even have nuts on them. Just I'm doing something different with the shocks. You can notice they're leaning out. If you can see that. Oops, they are angled out this way. So the thing I'm going to do with these is I've actually got the aluminum body posts here coming in the mail, and instead of mounting my shocks here, I'm actually going to use the stock shock mounts, and I'm going to use a droop kit to kind of take this mounting point from here and bring it up just a little bit. So I've got the aluminum towers coming in, so I'm going to use that droop kit so that'll allow me to take my shocks from here to here, because the stance on this is a little too high for my taste. I would like it to be sitting almost about there, so I'd like to take it down just a little bit. And I think part of my problem is my shocks are too long, but this means that I can actually keep these shocks because I really like them. Move them up. Problem right here is going to be this piggyback in my battery tray, but we'll see what happens. I might flip those around, even though I think they look better running from the back, but anyway. Okay, so that was the front. The rear is just Vanquish. I chose these STRC Diff Covers. See, it doesn't have any screws in it. When you get these, they fit good into the plastic housings, but these aluminum Vanquish housings, this one and my Wraith, so it's the same Diff Covers for this version of the SCX10 Axial and the Wraith. They're the same Diff Covers. The gears are the same. Obviously, the drive shafts are different. Anyway, this is a Wraith Diff Cover, and I had to sand it or file it down. There's a little lip inside of this whole area up here. The bottom will fit in good, and then you got to sand it down up there just a little bit to get it to fit in there. So you can see it's nice and snug. I don't even have screws on it. It ain't going nowhere. I have one of these for the front, and I cannot find it. It's new in a package somewhere in all of my mess, and it's kind of pissing me off because I really don't want to order another one, but I cannot find the thing. I know I have it. I bought 2 of them for this build, and it's who knows where. So, okay, these links. These are homemade links. You can see the burn marks from where I cut them. I didn't bother polishing them or anything. So it's just Revo rod ends. I actually bought the upgraded, if you want to call it that, Traxxas aluminum pivot balls for the Revo. It's like 20 bucks for a pack that does the whole Revo truck. So for this truck, I did all the links and I had a buttload left over. So the reason why I chose those over regular is these won't rust. They're anodized, so hopefully they won't corrode, but my problem with like my Komodo, my Wraith, is they have the steel balls in them and they rust, which is binding up my suspension and squeaking, and I don't like it when my truck makes noises. I want it to be buttery smooth and whatnot, so that's why I went with those. I spent a little bit extra cash because honestly I'm spending money on this truck and I want to do it right. Yeah, don't mind this. This was originally just to hold it up till I got my shocks in so I could see what the truck looked like. This is a RC 4-wheel drive ultimate scale shock. Honestly, they're kind of garbage. They're not meant to run oil. If you're just putting them on a shelf queen or something, cool. But honestly, these stupid, I hate these brass, come on, focus. These brass inserts in the metal pillow balls, they get so sloppy. so quick. So, anyway, don't mind that. I've got one more shock to put on. So, homemade links, RPM, Revo rod ends, because I don't want my shit to ever break. I have those on my 2 Nitro Revos and my E-Revo and my Summit. Well, the E-Revo got taken apart and converted to Nitro. Yes, I converted an E-Revo to Nitro because I don't like the E-Revo. Anyway, so here we go. I mean, I don't really have much triangulation in there. I don't know if you can see the axle angle. I mean, I lost probably a little bit of steering. It almost looks like my caster is 0, to be honest with you. I'm thinking I can actually take that back a little bit, which the beauty of that is, because my pinion angles should be pretty good, especially if I'm going to lower the truck a little bit. That should help. Anyway, if I do that, all I got to do is this is just 8/32 threaded rod. Fuck, or is it 8/16? It's got to be 8/32, and 1/4 inch stainless steel tubing, and you just cut it. All I did was I took some piece of brazing wire, took the rod ends, put it through here, stuck the brazing rod into this rod end, stuck the brazing rod into this rod end, tilted my axle till I got it right, measured that, cut the threaded rod, cut the stainless steel tubing, and then put it together. Now the links in the rear, they all almost ended up being the same length. So I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing, but the suspension feels good. My steering angle is about the only thing I'm worried about, but I'm pretty sure that's going to get better when I lower this and I can clock this axle a little bit the other way, so I can gain some steering back. So that's all going to happen when I get tested. But still got a little bit of time before that happens. So I've got a little bit of a predicament here because I've been trying to decide what body to use on this thing. So it's going to be my body mount for now. Just to get an idea. So this is the Tamiya F350 high lift body. See why I want to lower the stance on it a little bit? The thing is jacked up. It's way too high. I mean, obviously the body will sit lower than that. It fits. Hard to tell, but it fits. So, body choice number 1 is that. I can't use this bumper unless I cut this out. If I cut that out, then I can use this bumper, and honestly, I think it would look pretty badass with that. My other choice, old school go-to, Clodbuster. So that body actually looks pretty dope on there, even with that stance. So I think I'm actually going to go with the F350, but that was that thing that I've been kind of baking my brain over. Let's see. There we go. There's the transmission, vanquish housing, some grease on there. Vanquish housing, I've got the Incision transmission outputs. It's got steel gears. I think they're hot racing. I honestly don't know. I bought a used tranny, even though it was brand new. Plastic case with the metal gears, 2 extra spurs, extra slipper. What else did he come with? There's something else with it too, I can't remember, but $35 shipped. Somebody posted it up. I was like, mine. So I got the steel gears from that. Still just using the plastic housing here, although I'm going to replace that with aluminum because weight does not really matter to me on this truck. So this is GPM, I think. I had to Dremel out that little bit because the pinion on my motor actually hit it. See the light going through? Actually broke through because it was so thin. You can see it right there. Sucks, but the motor shafts would actually rub on the inside of that, and the pinion, you see how the spur gear area has its own indent. The pinion, see how it's raised up? You cannot get good gear mesh with this thing on, and it would rub on the spur gear on here. You can't really see it, but oh yeah, there it is. You can see it where it would rub right there. So it was so silly, I ended up taking this off my Wraith. And I don't know, I must have built my Wraith tranny wrong or something, because it fits fine on here when it doesn't bind or nothing. So I think that's about it for now for this one. Holmes Hobbies. Trailmaster brushless going in here. I'll run it on 3-cell. I'm going to get the new Castle 3800 censored rock crawler motor. My Wraith is all metal, heavy as fuck, and I've got the 2700 Holmes motor with the Holmes brushless, and it's great, but you know, that's more of a crawler for me. Whereas this, I want a little bit more speed out of it than I get out of the 2700. But the Holmes brushless systems are phenomenal. It's awesome. The amount of tunability in it, it is honestly the best money I've ever spent on a trail truck. So you see my Wraith down there. I have another video about that one. So it's all decked out, dirty as hell right now, but savage project. Nitro Revo. Anyway, the Holmes Hobbies brushless stuff is good. So I'm at like 17 minutes, but I'm gonna little light bar. It's gonna go on this truck. So yeah, racing shackles. They're like $5 for both of those. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna forego a winch because we do a lot of night trailing. So I'm gonna stick that light bar right there. Now I'm going to deck it out. I'm going to do lights in there. I'm going to do underglow lights. I've got strip LEDs that I use for the underglow. And then I'll put a spot for a little 3-cell that I run for all my LED stuff. Actually, there it is right there. It's a zippy 1500 milliamp 3-cell. That'll get you about 5 hours. That's me running a 6-inch LED bar, 2 4-inch LED strips, and 4 headlights and 4 taillights on my Wraith. So, like I said, I like to light up the night. My Wraith is pretty bright at night, but anyway, I'm going to do the same thing with this one because I like the lighting and stuff. Traxxas Slash 4x4 waterproof box, gonna go in it for the radio and all that. I've got MIP drive shafts. Like I said, I spare no expense. Those look a little scratched because these were the green pieces and I used greased lightning and deanodized them. I scrubbed them a little too hard. So, anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think. Got a long way to go on this one. So, until next time.